Just back with IGN's E3 live show, an overload of gaming goodness that will get you excited for upcoming games. Next up, we have a continuation of the critically acclaimed series. The first Deus Ex set the bar for action RPGs, introducing a world of government conspiracies and cyberpunk sweetness. Let's now take a look at the next chapter in the series, Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Hey, what's up everyone? And we're here with Eidos Montreal to talk about the next Deus Ex game. And guys, I guess it's been a while since Deus Ex came out, the first game. Could you just sort of give an overview of the setting and like the timeline of this of Human Revolution?
Basically, Deus Ex Human Revolution is set in 2027. Basically, it's roughly 20 years from now. And it's a time of conspiracies and chaos and everything. There's a lot of bio-corporations trying to fight for powers and things like that. And basically, you play Adam Jensen that is set to protect one of those companies. And early on in the game, your company is attacked. And you need to go on a quest to discover who's behind it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, I think a lot of people sort of fondly remember the first game.
Yeah.
I guess what are the key elements that you want to make sure make it into this game, which is actually like
Absolutely. Deus Ex Human Revolution is an action RPG. So for us, what is really important is to let the players play the fantasy the way they want. And for that, we have four gameplay pillars. You can play stealth, combat, and you can hack and use social skills also to overcome your challenge. So basically, those things are really important, and it's all into the choice of inconsequence type of spirit. So every time you choose to play one way or another, there will be different consequences to your action. So it's at the core of the experience.
Okay. And I guess what about like designing how the world looks? Like, can you talk about just you know, building the art style for the world and what sort of inspirations you were drawing on to make it feel like a believable kind of your future setting?
He doesn't have the microphone. Basically, when we started, we studied a lot of influences here and there. We look at movies, we look at books and everything. And the art director started to look into a lot of imagery, and we went into the Renaissance and everything, and we started to understand the analogy with transhumanist technologies and what the discovery were at the Renaissance time. And we thought like adding this flavor to our game world would give this kind of nice touch to the world.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess just getting like into more specific gameplay mechanics, like can you just talk about like some of the ways, because it is like a role-playing game as much as it is like, I guess, an action experience.
Right.
So some of the ways that you can upgrade yourself and modify yourself as you move through the world, because that was a big part of the first game.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Basically, Adam Jensen, like I've said previously, at the beginning of the game, you're attacked and your character is injured, and through augmentation, his life is saved. And basically, you have tons of augmentations that will allow you to boost your combat abilities, to boost your stealth abilities, social or hacking, depending on how you want to play the game. And obviously, you will have to make some choices because you won't be able to max out all the abilities. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, could you talk about just some of the new things? Because I know there's a cover system now, right?
Yeah.
And it shifts out to the third-person perspective from time to time.
Yeah, and basically what we wanted to do is to add kind of a tactical aspect to the combat, and the cover system allows us to do just that. And also, since we have a strong main character, we wanted to make sure that players have the opportunity to see the character very often. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and like, could you talk about the conversation system a little bit? Like, just how does that work? How do you interact with characters, and how does that sort of affect like the long-term consequences of what happens?
Our dialogue system, basically, we have several ways to interact with characters. Some are more like, I would say, more a typical conversation, but you have some characters that you'll meet through the game that you try to convince them to help you in some way or another to do some stuff. And basically what you have to do is to read between the lines of what the character is trying to tell you, like, because he's reluctant to help you, and you need to figure out a way to convince him. And basically, if you do, then it helps you in your quest. But also, those people, like, by helping you, there might be some sort of consequence for them too, and they might come back later on in the game in some way or another.
Okay, well that sounds really cool. I guess what platforms will this be coming to, and is there a release date for it?
It's going to be on PC, 360, and PS3, and it's coming out early next year.
Okay, well sounds great. And back to you, Jess.
Thank you.
Deus Ex. It's been far too long since the last one. So how did you guys out there like it? Shoot over any comments or suggestions by following our Twitter at IGN, #IGN Live. Up next, the bad boys are back in town, so hide the weaponry because Kane and Lynch want to have a word with you. Also, stay tuned because info on our first giveaway of the day is coming up soon.